Hello and welcome to Markets View at Deven Choksey, your daily market podcast where we decode the financial markets. Like always, let us have a look at the global market first and then deep dive into what's happening with the domestic market and how one should consider the trading session, the Friday session, and the new series which has started, the November series. To start with the global markets, on the face of it, it seems that the Asian markets are showing signs of positivity. The Nikkei has opened with an up move of around 400 points. The Hong Kong sees an uptick of around 237 points. The mainland China bucks broader Asian market sell-off. The Australia shares close at one-year low. However, a flat trend in GIFT Nifty indicates a muted start for the Indian markets, and don't forget the volatility we have seen in the domestic markets in the last few sessions. Taking a deeper look at the US markets, the stock futures rise after the Nasdaq declines further into correction territory. In the last working session, the Dow Jones declined around 250 points, S&P declined around 50 points, and Nasdaq, the technology-heavy index, also did see signs of decline of around 200 points. So clearly, the global markets do show signs of concerns as the US markets did close with red signals. However, the Asian markets are trying to support globally, but the GIFT Nifty has a muted start. Talking about the energy pack, oil is set for first weekly drop in 3 as Mid-East situation holds. The Brent crude is trading at around $88 to $89 a barrel. The natural gas, of course, is showing signs of positivity with 2% increase, as we see that the energy pack is clearly showing signs of an up move. As it is a trend in the volatile market, one moves towards the safe haven commodities. The Mid-East risks cushion safe haven gold despite strong US data. In the global markets, both gold and silver are trading with signs of positivity, and same is the case with the domestic market also. One needs to keep an eye on the base metals as well because it is also showing signs of some movement. So clearly one can say that the US markets are showing signs of concern and challenges as they closed with downtrends. The Asian markets are trying to support globally. The US 10-year bond yield is down by 11 basis points at 4.84. The dollar index is trading at 106.5. Also, the US consumer strength was evident in Q3 GDP and still low initial jobless claims. The Treasury Secretary Yellen expects rates to be higher for longer. So these are all the economic indicative actions and the global market setup which one needs to consider. However, don't forget that the global market's volatility, domestic markets triggers, and the result-specific action is constantly impacting the markets. We are here to start a new series for the domestic markets, and let's now understand what do we need to consider for the domestic markets today on the Friday session. Let us now take a look at what the trade setup for today looks like and how one should approach the market given the result-specific action and the volatility constantly coming into the markets. Well, if we see any rebound is unlikely to be sustainable in the near term given the bearish sentiment, and the index can drift towards 18,600 to 18,500 in the coming days. So clearly volatility persists and one needs to be very cautious about it. On the monthly expiry day, that is yesterday, the Nifty plunged around 265 points to close at 18,857 for the monthly futures and options contract. But the breadth has seen some improvement compared to the previous two sessions. 3 shares declined for every 2 rising shares on the NSE on 26th of October against 12 shares declined for every rising share on the 23rd of October. Though the Nifty is placed at the key moving average support level, still there is no indication of any reversal pattern building up at this point in time. Well, the negative pattern like lower tops and bottoms of a larger degree is intact on the daily chart, and the market finding support to form a new lower bottom of the sequence. Still, there is no indication of any bottom formation at the lows. For the short-term trend, the Nifty continues to be negative. Having moved into an oversold region, there is a chance of upside bounce occurring from the lows. A decisive move below 18,800 levels could open the next downside of 18,500 to 18,600 levels in the near term. On the downside, the Nifty is likely to drift towards 18,500 levels in the short term, and the intermediate pullback should be used as a selling opportunity. Talking about Sensex, it tanked over 900 points to close at 63,148, while on the broader markets front, the Nifty mid-cap and small-cap indices were also seeing and witnessing volatility and downtrends. Let's take a look at the key support and resistance levels for Nifty and Bank Nifty, which one needs to consider for the session. For Nifty, one may consider support at 18,834, followed by 18,786 and 18,708. On the higher side, 18,990 can be an immediate resistance, followed by 19,038 and 19,116. Talking about Bank Nifty, on 26th of October, which is yesterday, Bank Nifty also extended selling pressure for the third consecutive session and formed a volatile move during the session. The index is very close to its near-term support of 42,000 mark, which coincides with a long upward sloping support trend line. If the index breaks the same, then there could be more downtrend in the index, but given the RSI looking oversold, the possibility of a rebound can't be ruled out in the coming sessions. The index dropped around 552 points or 1.3% to 42,280. Also, one can say that Bank Nifty is heading towards a psychological support of 42,000. The fall has been very sharp and is appearing oversold, which increases the probability of a pullback. The pullback can be expected till 42,500 to 42,600. However, it is unlikely to result in a trend reversal. Overall, there are chances that the trend is still negative, and we can expect the target levels of 40,850 from a short-term perspective. Let us now quickly take a look at what are the results one can expect for today's session and of course on 20th October, that is the weekend Saturday session. For 27th October, that is today's session, there are many major numbers and results which will be coming in, starting with Reliance Industries, Maruti Suzuki, SBI Life, Bajaj Finserv, BPCL, Cipla, Dr. Reddy's Laboratories, Union Bank of India, Indian Hotels, IRB Infrastructure, Mahindra Lifespace, Mahanagar Gas, Oberoi Realty, SBI Cards, Ujjivan Small Finance Bank are all the quarterly earnings, and even more into the cash space will be posted on 27th of October, that is the today's session. So clearly, if you see the automobile space, life insurance, big giant like Reliance Industries, along with healthcare laboratories and pharma diagnostic counters, hotels, real estate, all the segments will be in focus with regards to the numbers. On 20th of October, which is the Saturday weekend session, a few numbers will be coming in, which are NTPC, IDFC First Bank, AU Small Finance Bank, Bharat Electronics, Greenlam Industries, JBM Auto, and Macrotech Developers. So when the markets open up on the Monday session, there'll be a lot of numbers which will be to watch out for, and there'll be a lot of impact which one needs to consider. Now let's quickly take a look at the stocks and news. To start with Axis Bank, the private sector lender said that the board of directors has approved the appointment of Munish Sharda as a whole-time director, designated as executive director of Axis Bank for 3 years with effect from 1st November. The second on the list is Colgate-Palmolive, as the oral care company has registered a 22% year-on-year growth in profit at 340 crore for the quarter ended September FY24, driven by strong and better than expected EBITDA margin, driven by pricing and efficiencies. Revenue from operations grew by 6% on a year-on-year basis to close at 1,471 crore for the quarter. Next in the list is Lemon Tree Hotels, as the company has signed a license agreement for a 50-room property in Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh under the brand Red Fox Hotels. The hotel is expected to be operational by FY26. Kamath Hotels is another one which is in focus, as the company has concluded the sale of its unit hotel IRA by Orchid in Mumbai to Lateral Hospitality for 125 crore. NLC India will be the next one in focus, as the coal mining company has recorded consolidated profit of 1,085 crore for the quarter ended September FY24, rising 164% on a year-on-year basis due to a one-time gain of 1,278 crore. Revenue from operations for the quarter was seen at 2,978 crore, which was a fall of around 15% compared to the same period last year. And last but not the least, Karnataka Bank will also be in focus, as the bank said that the board has approved the allotment of 800 crore worth of shares to HDFC Life, Bajaj Allianz Life Insurance, Quant Mutual Fund, Bharti AXA Life Insurance, and Bajaj Allianz General Insurance on a preferential basis. And now let's take a look at the FIs and DIs data.
when the foreign institutional investors sold shares worth 7,702 crore, while domestic institutional investors bought shares worth 6,558 crore. So clearly, FI's selling continues and DIs are trying to support the markets. The crux over here is that the markets are very much volatile and one needs to consider every aspect of deep dive research even before taking any decision, be it trading or investment into such markets. And that's exactly where we come into picture because we have our niche research services which is proven to be very successful and helpful to our clientele. We come to an end of our podcast for the day, but one needs to consider the research and in the respective and volatile market conditions like this. Research is the backbone of successful portfolio creation, and wealth creation is definitely the art we understand. We at Deven Choksey have our exclusive research services, which is powerful and successful. To avail our exclusive services, we invite you to join us. Just click on the link below and you're done. Fill in your basic details and our team will reach out to you. So don't wait any further and embark on a wealth building adventure together. Thank you and have a nice day.